Hi, it's funny cartoon boy who likes games. So let's talk Hollow Knight. First things first, it's fucking beautiful, alright? Anyone who says otherwise is a self-centered prick who probably likes playing Lula 3D or something, available now on the PSP. I'm sorry, alright? Just go play Hollow Knight, it's a really good game. Okay, flashback to 2013. Frozen just came out, and NASA sent some fucking rover to Mars, and I was chewing on my own foot. The good old days. In the August of 2013, Team Cherry, now 3 men strong, decided to join the 27th Ludum Dare Game Jam. Now, a game jam is basically a 48-hour long shithole that you put yourself into to try and create a fucking game within that time period. And as I like to call it, the Kiss Your Sanity Away challenge. Now, these 3 mad lads, with no regard to their mental health at all, decide to enter the 27th Ludum Dare Game Jam. Now, every game jam has a theme, and for this particular game jam, the theme was 10 seconds. And oh boy, did they make a project that looked like it was done in 10 seconds. Hungry Night was made for the 27th Ludum Dare Game Jam, and oh boy, is it a piece of shit. How they went from this piece of garbage to the Mona Lisa of video games is really beyond me. About a month after the 27th Ludum Dare Game Jam, they participated in yet another game jam. These people just don't sleep. I participated in a game jam in 2020 and I'm still recovering from the shock and lack of sleep from that event. And in 2014, they finally created the first half-playable dinky little prototype for Hollow Knight. But Ari Gibson, who was like the art supervisor of Team Cherry, kept on drawing concept art for Hollow Knight, right? And then in 2014, they participated in their 3rd game jam together. And this time round, the theme was Beneath the Surface. But Ari Gibson just really couldn't let go of the Hollow Knight's main protagonist, and understandably so. He's fucking cute. I would trade my child to get a plushie of that thing in a heartbeat.
Shortly after Ludum Dare, there was another jam with the theme Beneath the Surface, which we thought was really evocative. We missed the deadline for the jam, but we kept talking about what sort of game we could make that would fit. We thought of the little insect knight exploring a deep old kingdom beneath the surface of the world, and everything kinda snowballed from there.
He stopped talking? Oh, alright, okay then. I'm sorry, Ari, but I get bored easily, so next time, you know, I don't know, make it more interesting, alright? Anyway, Ari and William, this other lad in Team Cherry, had decided to quit their jobs to fully work on Hollow Knight. So that means they're ball deep in this shit now. If it doesn't go well, they'll have to, like, I don't know. Team Cherry wanted to create a Metroidvania style game, but with what's known as a twist. They wanted the player to feel like they were an explorer mapping down uncharted territory within the kingdom of Hallownest. And so, Cornifer was born. Cornifer is a lovely little bug that you'll meet that sells you incompleted maps for you to fill in. But that's not the point. The point is, how did such a complete Big Mac like you snag such a smoking hot wife? What the fuck? Hornet's still sexier though. Moving on. It's not like I have a bug fetish or anything. Right? Moving on. The lore is incredible, the sound design is just impeccable, the combat is also intuitive, and the music is just, fuck, just listen to this. I came when I heard this. Christopher Larkin, marry me. And if you thought that was good, I haven't even talked about the fucking gameplay yet. I can arguably say that Hollow Knight is probably one of the best 2D games ever created, with good reason, right? There's so many different ways to complete the game, there's so many soft locks, hard locks, which just makes the player feel like they really are exploring such a vast and deep kingdom. And when they get lost, it doesn't really matter because they'll just stumble into some kind of important feature or some this cool upgrade that will eventually benefit them down the road. Personally, I really like the charm system and like the really cool names that they think of, such as Thorns of Agony, Fluke Nest, Defender's Crest, Glowing Womb, drains the soul of its bearers and uses it to birth hatchlings. As much as I'd like to yeet fetuses out my ass, I'll have to pass on this one. The fuck? And the bosses, oh, don't get me started on the bosses. There's like over 30 different bosses, each with like unique attack patterns and unique attacks which interact with you in different ways. It's just fucking amazing, alright? However, with all these praises that I'm giving Team Cherry, there's just one little thing that I'm so confused on why they added. The primal ass piss. Why the fuck does this thing even exist? Basically, a primal aspid is the normal aspid's annoying dipshit brother. They shoot 3 projectiles, 2 of them which are like 10 meters away from you, but then you bash your cranium on said projectiles trying to dodge the one you were meant to dodge. Fuck. Now, you might think it's just me being shit at the game like normally, but imagine being so fucking annoying that the entire Hollow Knight community just decides to commit full-on genocide on your race. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a primal ass piss. Down in the very depths of the ancient basin, there's this boss called the Broken Vessel, which is basically just like a fucked up version of yourself. But the thing is that you have to beat it to get the Monarch Wings, which is basically a double jump. But the thing is, I fucking hate Broken Vessel. It's an annoying boss and I don't want to do it. So, you know what I do? I sequence break. Sequence breaking is just doing things out of order than the developer intended to. So Team Cherry wanted you to fight the Broken Vessel, get the Monarch Wings, then go to Lurian the Watcher, which is one of the Dreamers. But if you're just like, fuck this, I don't want to fight that guy, then you can actually conveniently find one of the background objects and pogo off them to just basically skip the Monarch Wings forever. This is one of the most prominent ways Team Cherry just encourages exploration and like finding your own path through the game, which is something I really value. And it's really hard to find any games that even compete with how Hollow Knight does this. Sequence breaking is a viable option in completing the game, and Team Cherry actually encourages this by placing certain enemies and certain background objects for you to pogo off and into higher used to be unreachable areas. And the game is like fucking full of these sort of sequence breaks. You can get the Dream Now much earlier, you can skip the Desolate Dive, you can basically render Isma's Tear useless because you can do all those with the Crystal Heart, though you probably don't know what all of those are, but what I'm trying to tell you is there's a lot of sequence breaks, okay? It's fucking good. Now this game, you're just gonna do the same thing over and over again. There's no variability, it just feels hollow after you play a certain amount of times. See what I did there? Hollow Knight, get it? No? Alright then. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the Knight's gameplay is just top notch. It's really good. Now, I'm not the first one to say this, but Hollow Knight's lore, it's amazing. It's like on par with those of Inside or Little Nightmares, which are both very well-known story-driven platformers. But the thing is, Hollow Knight, most of its lore comes from the environment and finding these secrets that normally some people might not ever see. And it's incredibly complex as well. I'm not going to go into all the details in this video. I'll link a few lore videos in the description below. But it's just amazing. All the lore just interlocks, weaves together, and there's no logical flaws either, which is something rarely any games manage to accomplish. But the basic story of Hollow Knight is that there's this guy, he's a pale king, and he's a fucking machine, right? Literally a fucking machine. He makes tens of thousands of children and then kills them all because he's like demented or some shit. And then he finally finds this one dude and he locks him up and just abuses him. And then you free him and then you replace him. Basically, that's like the very, very basic sort of story, but yeah. The atmosphere is also really good. Like, if I say, that was changing the atmosphere up. Along with its gameplay and its lore and whatnot, Hollow Knight's atmosphere also adds so much to the game. Every new area has its own unique color palette and its own unique feel with its new enemies and mechanics that you have to master. And all these contribute to having such a whole-rounded atmosphere that gives Hollow Knight its value. You can go from intense battle 1 second and then chilling with your partner Quirrell on a bench in the next. It's just these moment-to-moment transitions that really adds a lot of value to Hollow Knight as well. Now, I'll admit, Hollow Knight isn't without its flaws. Its death system does not exactly encourage exploration. Basically, you leave behind a shade of yourself upon death, which carries all your coins or geo, and 1/3 of the total mana or soul you can collect. And Path of the Pain is an actual joke, but still, these are minor things in my opinion. And it's $15, Jesus, come on. To sum it up, Hollow Knight would not have come to fruition without the dedication, drive, and grit of these 3 lads of Team Cherry. Hollow Knight is a masterpiece of a game, and I'm challenging my grandson of 0 subscribers to buy the game. It's good, trust me. I'm Funny Cartoon Boy, and go play Hollow Knight. Bye.